Maguire was released in 1996, was written and directed by Cameron Crowe, and it stars Tom Cruise, Rene Zellwegger, Regina King, Bonnie Hunt, Jonathan Lipnicki, and Cuba Gooding Jr. in an Oscar-winning role. This classic romantic comedy tells the story of Jerry Maguire, a self-centered sports agent who is frustrated at the way that his company has been treating their clients, and after having a bit of a breakdown, he writes a mission statement advising his company about how they should be treating their clients in the future. This statement then gets him fired, and then Jerry has to start from the bottom and builds up his own company with the assistance of a single mother, Dorothy Boyd, played by Rene Zellwegger, and his one and only client, the loudmouth Rod Tidwell, played by Cuba Gooding Jr. As always, thank you for supporting this channel. Please keep on supporting it. If you're new to this channel, I want you to hit that subscribe button so you can follow this channel. Hit the alarm bell as well so you can get notifications from me when my video is going to be uploaded, and give this video a like as well to help the channel grow. Jerry Maguire is one of my favourite movies ever, and one of the best films released in the 1990s. This film is a multi-layered film. Jerry Maguire is a sports film, it is a drama, it is a romance film, and it is a comedy. When a film has that many layers, it can feel a bit convoluted and a bit overwhelming. But with Jerry Maguire, it hits the targets perfectly. This isn't only just a film about romance and comedy, this is about a film about morality, about second chances, and about one man's redemption. Jerry Maguire is a film with heart and depth and a feel-good factor that still remains to this day, and is hands down one of Tom Cruise's best performances. From the opening of this movie, the film just grabs you. Tom Cruise's energetic narration, and to just see his character perform. And I like the fact that when the narration stops with Tom Cruise's character, we see the introduction of his mentor, Dickie Fox, who fills in parts of the narrative throughout the film, which I thought was very ingenious. Jerry Maguire is a classic 90s movie with a soundtrack that is just mesmerizing, and it fell into that category of many films that were soundtrack driven in the 1990s. Cameron Crowe did many films before Jerry Maguire and after Jerry Maguire, but Jerry Maguire stands as his masterpiece. And as a director, he has assembled an outstanding cast, written and directed a beautiful film, and as a director, he has helped Tom Cruise bring out his best performance to date. Jerry Maguire is one of his most iconic roles, but Tom Cruise does not get enough props as an actor. Jerry Maguire is one of the most complex characters that Tom Cruise has ever played. And we see how sad this character really is and how lost he is within the world. And Jerry Maguire could easily be a character that you could dislike. But Tom Cruise, he injects dignity and humanity into this character, so much to the point that you actually empathize with him, you feel sorry for him, and in the third act of the film, you actually root for him. Nuance-wise, Tom Cruise, as a performer, he displays emotion without saying anything that makes you feel for this character, and we actually get to see how lonely he is. When he marries Dorothy Boyd, you can see that he's not excited, and he's not happy about getting married. And the other characters in the film pick up on that, in particular Dorothy. And one of the most touching scenes in the film was where he's having a discussion with Ray, played by the brilliant Jonathan Lipnicki. And he says, all my life I've been trying to talk. I mean, really talk. This shows you how sad Jerry really is. And as Jerry Maguire, Tom Cruise hits the notes perfectly, both dramatically and comedic-wise. And he hasn't done that many comedies before, and he's got a very charismatic nature about him. I remember when I saw him in A Few Good Men, his performance was more comedic. He was on wisecracking form there, and I felt that was misplaced. But in Jerry Maguire, it's well placed. And Tom Cruise was nominated for a Best Actor Oscar, and it's a shame that he didn't win. The rest of the actors in this film are outstanding. Rene Zellwegger as Dorothy Boyd. This was a breakout role for her. And as Dorothy Boyd, her performance was both emotional and comedic. And through the brilliant writing of Cameron Crowe, Rene Zellweger delivers some powerful but touching lines in the movie. And for an actor as experienced as Tom Cruise, she actually held her own with him. One of the most brilliant lines in the movie, and was quite touching at the same time, was where Dorothy wants to divorce Jerry. And she says, I have someone who loves my son but likes me. And another touching line in the movie is where Jerry says, what do you want? Do you want my soul or something? And she said, yes, I deserve that. Brilliant acting and fantastic writing. We have excellent support from Bonnie Hunt, Jay Moore, Jerry O'Connell, the late Kelly Preston, Regina King as Marcy, the wife of Rod Tidwell. She was fantastic in the role. You have Jonathan Lipnicki, who gave such a likeable performance as Ray. And the banter and the chemistry between he and Jerry and all the rest of the cast was just excellent. But it was Cuba Gooding Jr. as the loudmouth Rod Tidwell who walked away with the Academy Award. And he rightly deserved it because he was fantastic, both as a comedic actor and as a dramatic actor. And I loved the bromance between he and Tom Cruise. And what was interesting was he and Tom Cruise actually shared a scene together in A Few Good Men. And I loved their scenes together. Their chemistry was fantastic. And it was only when I watched this film that I noticed that Jerry and Rod, they are more alike than they are different. And they see things in one another. And they both become better people at the end of the film. So Jerry, he is very passionate about his work, but not passionate about his marriage. And he sees what love is and how love should be through his interaction with Rod and when he sees Rod with his wife Marcy. And there were such powerful scenes where they didn't say much, but you can see what they were trying to convey. Where Rod was loving and hugging his wife and Jerry just felt awkward because he didn't know how to show love to people. And we see that Rod is the converse of that. He is very passionate about his family, but he's not passionate about his sport, and he feels that he is owed something rather than earning it. And we see that these two characters fully develop throughout the course of the film, taking each other's advice and learning from one another. So Rod, he becomes a better player. After getting injured, he wins the game, and he wins the love of the fans by showing his love and appreciation. And Jerry, through seeing how Rod loves his wife, becomes a better person and runs to get his wife back. And Jerry actually has an emotional investment in Rod, because before it was just about the business and the money. But when Rod actually gets injured, he runs to see if he's okay. And there's one beautiful and touching scene when the two see each other after Rod has won a game and they hug. And you see the love and respect that they have for one another throughout the film. Whilst Jerry Maguire has many dramatic moments, this is a brilliant comedy with some fantastic comedic scenes in this film. And it gives a really good insight into the world of sports management and the cutthroat ruthlessness of it all. The legacy of Jerry Maguire is that 25 years on, this film has lost none of its feel-good factor, lost none of its charm, still one of the best romantic comedies ever made, still one of the best films made by Tom Cruise. And how can I not mention Jerry Maguire without mentioning some of the most quotable lines for that movie that have hit the American Film Institute's list of the top 100 most quotable lines in movie history, from the likes of "Show me the money," "You had me at hello," "You complete me." And I don't know how that works. Somebody just writes a line and somebody just runs along with it and it becomes one of the most quotable lines in movie history. But Jerry Maguire, they don't make movies like this anymore. A fantastic film with an outstanding cast that I never tire of watching. So this is a movie that I'll give 10 out of 10 to. So guys, that's my review. As always, thank you for supporting this channel. Please keep on supporting it. Hit that subscribe button so you can follow this channel. Hit that alarm bell as well so you can get notifications from me when my video is going to be uploaded. Give this video a like as well. What is your favourite moment from Jerry Maguire? Comment down below and I shall see you all in the next film review. Take care.
What you gonna do, Jerry? Show me the money! Congratulations, you're still my agent.